Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and this change to crystal technology, oh my god, RIP F2P! Oh my god. We're going to talk about what's changing. We're going to talk about why I think this should not continue in this direction, and I'm going to make a suggestion for how I would change this that I think would be a huge W. So what happened? The devs are testing new crystal technology. And in my video where they said they were going to do this, I was like, there's no way they're just going to add 10% damage. There's no way, because that would be so busted. It would be so broken. That's what they did. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! This is big. This is huge. This is massive. Because you got to keep in mind that a low F2P, like low spend F2P, they're not going to have any of this. So we're talking about a 20% all damage swing. 10% less damage taken, 10% more damage dealt. Now, look, that may not seem like a big deal, but for someone like me, who's been playing the game for a very long time, I remember what the original version of crystal technology was, and it had 30% all damage. Brother, you were not even playing the game if you didn't have tech back in that OG version of tech. I'm not being disrespectful. It's just facts, which is why they changed it to not be 30% of total all damaginess, but 10%, right? And that is actually a reasonable number for a differential between the haves and the have-nots, okay? But now we're stepping it up to 20, and I would not do this way, okay? I am very worried for what this looks like for F2P players. This is just my perspective. It doesn't mean I'm right, but I do feel like we've seen this before. We know what this is going to be. It doesn't need to be tested. This is my opinion, okay? Now, what problem might the devs be solving by putting more damage in each of these spots? And by the way, this is a damage bonus versus infantry, damage bonus versus archers. So you got to get each of these to the max level to get the all damage, but you're also getting damage taken reduction, okay? So units take less damage from and deal more damage to the specific unit type. And I'm not trying to be alarmist, okay? But I really feel like 20% is a huge damage swing. And you got to understand how massive of a change this is, in my opinion, for the end game. Now, what I think the devs are trying to do is that they're trying to balance the rally garrison versus open field. Ladies and gentlemen, don't mess with the open field. It's good right now. It's better than it's ever been. Please, I beg of you, don't take us back to the pop meta. I don't want to play that meta. Nobody wants to play that meta. Nobody. So I think this all damage is really designed to make the rally garrison situation be balanced. I think, in my opinion, there's a stronger way of approaching this, okay? And either you do it, this is just my opinion, if that is the problem that's being solved, you do it with some other technology that you potentially add, or if what you want to do is make the meta more damage oriented, in order to keep the total all damage the same, what I would do is, instead of having 10% damage dealt and 10% less damage taken, just make it 5 and 5, right? And so that now what we have in today's crystal technology is 10% less damage taken from each of these unit types. That's what's in the crystal tech today, okay? I have that on my main account. Well, I'm working toward 10%. I don't have it yet. My tech's not maxed, still early. But what I would do is I would say, okay, if what the devs need to do is balance the meta, and they can't just do it for rally garrison, which they could if they wanted, but if the limitation is that has to be in this column of technology where the change goes in, then what I would do is I would make it so it's okay, instead of 10% damage reduction, it's 5% reduction and 5% damage dealt, which still is a 10% damage swing in terms of speed of the meta. Do you see what I mean? It still is a 10% swing. It's just not dramatically accelerating the rate at which a pay-to-win player is ahead of everybody else. So that is my take on this. This is a massive change, okay? This is massive in terms of its impact, in my opinion, because players that don't have the tech are going to be slamming into folks that have now. It's getting real close to that 30% that we saw back in the day that we know it ain't, you ain't playing, okay? It's just, I'm sorry, but like I played that, and I watched people that were like meta pre-crystal technology days doing literally nothing to people that had actually maxed the tech. It was crazy. You had nothing. So, you know, I would do this differently. And taking a step back, the bigger question I have is what problem is being solved? Because the open field right now, I think it's so good. Hasn't been this good in a very long time. Man, please don't mess with that. Please. I'm begging. The pop meta it ain't the way. It ain't the way. Okay? So I would take the existing tech, which I can show you. All right? Because I'm in KVK on my main account. I'd be joining Barb Fort rallies, but whatever. Bear with me. Take that 10% damage taken reduction, drop it down to 5% damage taken reduction, and make it 5% damage dealt. That still gives you a 10% damage swing, which is what this is also accomplishing. But it's not also making the game more pay to win. Now, if their goal was to, if they were like, hey, you know what the game needs is more pay to win. Okay, like then I guess that's exactly how you do it. And so maybe that is what they meant to do, but I'm just guessing it isn't what they meant to do. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, maybe it's what they meant to do. Maybe they're just making it so that Chisgule isn't frustrated about getting wrecked in the field when we're up against 489, because those guys are crazy. There's less of them. But goddamn, every one of those accounts is stacked. Anyways, I've got a huge fight later today. You're going to want to subscribe so you don't miss it. This is the latest crystal technology, by the way, right? So instead of this being 10% at the top, just make it 5. 5% damage taken reduction, 5% damage dealt. Bim, bam, boom. We did it. And we kept the balance, the sacred balance, right? And I'm not free to play, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe free to play players are like, no, it's fine, it's cool. This is totally what I would have wanted. But yeah, bro, that, like, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I mean, 10% is a big number. That is a lot of damage. It's like hard to explain why that will be so massive and how much that makes a report different. Maybe I'll find a way to like show you in a trade what 10% all damage does. But it's very snowbally. It's very, very snowbally. So anywho, you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe to the channel. Big fight. Oh yeah, I meant to show you big fight. Big fight coming today. I'm going to stream it. I didn't plan to make a video. But here we are, and I'm making a video. Okay, we turn off the map icons. I accidentally turned them on, lol. But this is where the fight's going to be. Hello? Oh, no filters checked? Weird. Yeah, this is where the fight's going to be. This thing's going to load back up. We're going to be battling at the castrum. It's going to be soon. So I got to get a bunch of stuff done so that I can lock the F in, baby, and be ready for all the fun. All right? You enjoyed the video, throw a like on here, subscribe. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm fighting KVK. It's a good time. God, it's a good time. GG's. I'm tired. I got to get back after it. Check the, oh, you want to watch what the fighting was? Check the cards over here. I've been on a real, I don't know what to call it, bender, talking about AGI, super intelligence, the implications on health and wellness, and like all this other stuff. And in these streams, every time we're walking or just like standing around, which is a lot of the time where you're just like walking and standing around, we talk about that kind of stuff. So check the cards in the end screen. All right. Well, I think you'll enjoy it. But the fighting later today should just be nonstop action over this castrum. victorious or victorious, but I like victorious more. All right, now I'm going for real. You have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.